Hi, I'm Rachel here with my cat Leia, and I'm starting the Author's Answers series. I first mentioned this in my AuthorTube newbie tag from the beginning of the month, and now that I've made considerable progress in my Camp NaNoWriMo project, I think I'll get to this. The Author's Answers series is a set of questions thought up by J.D. Archer. I'll link to his playlist below. The first question is, what is your dream writing studio? A couple of years ago, the New York Times did a photo spread where they tracked famous writers to their offices. I don't think Jhumpa Lahiri's was my favorite setup, but she's one of my favorite authors, so I always remember hers the most. It's an apartment in Rome with great lighting. They all have great lighting. Hardwood floors, comfy couch, though the writing desk itself looked a little too compact and antique for me. I'd like a big sturdy table where I can lay out a computer, a lamp perhaps if I'm working late, a printer, and all of my notes. I'd also like a relatively plush leather chair where I can shift around and not get stiff after sitting around for hours. I'd put my desk next to the window, and I definitely want the hardwood floors. That would add to the austere dimension of the place, but I'd also want a big comfy couch with blankets and pillows. I might fall asleep there, but sometimes I'd need to move somewhere else, a little less formal, and maybe read a bit. So I'd also like a couple of bookcases, of course, and I suppose that I should fill them with research volumes for whatever I'm writing, and then inspirational novels and short stories and what have you. I'd also like to put in a couple of tchotchkes to break up the monotony. Nothing too cheap or gaudy, perhaps some pottery and seashells and small picture frames with pictures in them. And maybe one or two geeky mementos too, like my Harry Potter doll, or at least some female literary writer dolls. There's no way I could have a TV in there, but I'd pay for Wi-Fi for quick research purposes. It's a temptation for other things as well, but I'd have to live with it. I'm not that great with writing with sound, perhaps a little bit of ambient sound. But what about scents like sage and flowers? That would add to the mood. Man, I am moving into pretentious territory, which of course brings me back to reality to remind myself that I don't need a fancy writing space to write, I just need to write. That being said, if I could afford it, I'd buy back my studio apartment, which is just a couple of blocks away from my condo, and use that as my office. I could go there every day very easily. The window faces downtown, so that's inspiring. But seeing as I already need to keep my full-time job to afford mortgage on the one place, I guess I'll have to give this idea a pass. Back on the futon in my living room for me. Though for a more financially sound change, I'll hopefully be replacing that soon with a couch. That'll be more comfortable for my writing, and for everything else I do there. That's about it for me. What would your dream space for writing look like? And how are you doing with your Camp NaNoWriMo projects, fellow participants? I'll be waiting with s'mores by the campfire at the end. Thanks so much for sticking with me, and I'll see you next time.